Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. As I said at the end of the previous video, in a little tiny bit, oh, there's something to look at here. The last video lost the last 3 to 4 minutes, I think probably closer to 4 minutes of action, with the very end of that last battle and me walking around for a little bit. You missed me hitting a trap that Fnord could not disarm and got knocked out by. Um, and that's why she currently has a concussion. And you missed me looking around for this bridge because I didn't notice this bridge was here the first time, and I thought there'd be a way around this way, or something up here. And it took me a little bit to find this bridge so that I could get over to this other side here, where I know there are more beetles. But anyway, we had something to look at. Thick copper veins run beneath the outer surface, providing skeletal framework and that protrudes like bone from rotting flesh. Okay. Hello, the latest cat. That's a Dargul. That's a Dargul. That's a Dargul. That's a Dargul. That's another Dargul. They're going to start coming at us fairly soon. Or not. That, I'm taking it, is a Fampyr. At the center of this massive odorous structure, beneath the long shadow of the Titan's curled finger, sits what appears to be a man. Unlike slavering animalistic creatures that you have encountered on this floor, this man is regally composed, lounging upon a crooked stone throne. Yet his gaze has a piercing, feverish quality. He watches you intently as you approach. What are you, then? One of theirs? Strange that you survived the planning stages. He speaks in fluid and Gwithin, you note, though his voice is taut with strain. It must have been hard for them, those beggars, those cowards. But you won't go any further. No, you can go right back to them, your masters. Let them feast on you instead. I don't mean you any harm. I am merely seeking information about the master below. Ah, you can understand him. Ask him everything! What an opportunity! The man looks startled. He gives a short laugh. You understand? Look here, even the foreigners speak our tongue now. Truly, we are an immortal people, he laughs again. But that only makes it all more clear, you see. You must be with them. How have they kept you so whole? You are remarkably well prepared. His eyes narrow. Attempt to pass, and you will go screaming back into the void, puppet. If you're talking about the creatures in those old rooms, I've already dealt with them. Ha, good, very good. Yes, it's all mine now. No more of their scheming. No need for any more pointless demonstrations of power. Go on, then, barreling down to the deep if you like. The beetles don't make a quick end of you. I have some questions first. Yes, yes. I said you could have some answers. What is it? Who are you? Did you want a name? I forgot those ages ago. Who's going to call me anything down here? There's me, and now there's just you. That's all that matters. I was entrusted with the tests we performed here. The foremost, he taps his temple, mind of the age. None can rival me for arcane power save Odd Noir himself, and perhaps some of his advisors. What was this place? Oh, many things. Our home once, and before that a place of great deeds. Those foul chambers in there were once the site of incredible discoveries. We were given the bulk of this floor. There was construction at all hours, of course. For all of our work was, of course, for Odd Noir's purposes. He laughs. Think on it. A dozen sculptors carefully crafting a fingernail. Souls flung from their shells on floors above and below, and all the while Idris fusses over a cuticle. What kind of experiments were you doing? Why, we were preoccupied with matters of the soul. All of us were, because Odd Noir was. But here we toiled to find the dividing line between life and death and crack it wide open. There's a skeletal wizard behind you, isn't there? I recognize those robes. We are attempting to find a means of binding souls to their mortal vessels, preventing them from crossing the shroud. I say attempting. We found it, of course, a dozen minds set to purpose. How could we not? Things we learned. What a glorious time! We could determine the precise manner in which a soul would crack and shatter. Could carefully place a fragment from one into another. He smiles at the memory. While our fellows wasted their efforts on phenomena like blights, we delved right into the heart of the matter. There were certain gaps in our knowledge, of course. I was perhaps enthusiastic in my pursuits. I thought that if anyone should attempt a more personal approach to the test, it should be me. No amount of certainty will make the imbibing of a poison a pleasant experience. Death is the ultimate test, you see. If the soul has flown, then you know you've failed. Your work sounds similar to animancy. Like what? Perhaps others follow in our steps. I have not had the opportunity to keep up with the state of magical study. He smiles thinly. How have you stayed alive all this time? The big question. Binding a soul to its body was not, it turned out, very difficult. We were certain we'd found a kind of immortality. The body could be destroyed beyond repair, but anything less is quite survivable. I was eager to attempt it. My leg at the time pained me terribly, old war wound, and I had heard one subject describe a sense of distance from the pain inflicted upon them. They felt it, but it didn't matter to them, which would be a vast improvement. I remember the first moment, the relief, he sighs. But we found that after some time the body would remember that it was, after all, dead. There's really no describing what it feels like to see your own fingers rotting away. The smell, he makes a face. We tried to revive the affected subjects with energy culled from their fellows. It worked well enough. I was able to refine the spell work, keep myself and the others who had joined me as hale as ever. Odd Noir wasn't terribly pleased with the distraction, but that turned out not to matter. The mob came and murdered him, and we were sealed in here with the rest of his tools. But we still had the Audra, you see, and had enough souls housed in there to feed us for, well, as long as we wished. You've been feeding off the souls in the giant statue. Okay. What happened here? And so we had a time of it, we did. We were able to preserve the furniture over the years. We had little meetings in the grand chamber. What a nice little family we were until it had to end. What happened here? Here? You mean with them? The Audra? All of it? That's a long tale, and my patience has diminished with time. I'll tell you what happened recently. Uh-oh. It was the Audra beetles. You wouldn't think it was something so small, so mundane, but they came swarming up from the lower reaches and started to feed upon the live Audra. Go on. We tried to fight them off, of course, but it was impossible. Kill one, and two more behind it. Something must have driven them up here. I don't know what. They all but amputated our Audra limb. Not enough to support all of us. Not us and the rooms, the tapestries, everything, but enough for me. None of the others knew the spells required. Their only part in it was simply to lie in their Audra coffins and be revived. By me. So it was obvious choice, wasn't it? No more of that, no more of anything. I swore I'd burn them all to kindling if they came near. Fortunately, you made that unnecessary. How could you do that to your companions? You're soft-hearted, considering it was you who put an end to their immortality. They weren't anyone's friends. They would have licked the brains out of your cracked skull if they could. There wasn't enough life to go around, and that's all it was. And 2,000 years is more than long enough to get to know someone. Think on it this way. You've sent them on their way, and they will live again in time. Isn't that a comfort? I'm looking for the master below. Do you know who that is? None of us took such grand titles. The only master of this would be old Odd Noir. Our king, our poor grief-maddened king. Would he call himself such, I wonder? He laughs. Odd Noir's dead. The mob would not have retreated without having killed him. He thinks a moment. But then, if we could preserve ourselves despite our deaths, then so perhaps could he. I am sure I considered the possibility once, when it had all come crashing down. If any man could prolong himself, it would be him. I wonder, was it he who drove the Audra beetles up from here from below? His face twists with anger. Who stole our Audra source? Does he mourn his son yet, the mewling fool? That he should resent our feeding upon his statue? Oh, this is the statue of his son. A possibility he regards with sudden calm. After all this time, it wouldn't surprise me. Can you tell me about Odd Noir? Our great lord, a wise man in his day, until his son was lost, an accident, some small, unfortunate turn of fate. You have come but a little way past the sealed chambers. You must know by now that Odd Noir did not take it well. This monument to his grief has outlasted him. But his madness provided opportunity, a promise of immortality for all of us. If it was found at the behest of a grieving father, what did it matter? He had a flock of devoted servants. For we had to find the soul in question, to bring it back from wherever it had gone to house it somewhere suitable, and such discoveries have costs, something the rabble didn't understand. Here's where I'm glad my recent save point is not very far from here, but where I wish I had buffed coming up here. However, I have no more questions. Very well. Good to stretch the vocal cords, I have to say. Beetles? Voracious little devils, they're what caused this whole mess. You can kill one easily enough, but there's a great swarm of them chewing through the Adra. My Adra, there's only the arm now. In any case, they'll tear you apart just as easily as they do the crystals. He pauses. More easily. Leave. I'll be going then. Give my regards to the dead when you see them. The man chuckles darkly. Okay. I do not like you. So I'm going to do a quick save. And another save game. Sorry to say, an undead monstrosity is not something I like to have beneath the house. First Fampyr, maybe? This could be a very tough fight. And we are beat up. We are also lacking a couple things. I am not going to let him get away with this. I am going to go take the master staircase up and do some resting in the Yep, this is where we are with the Adra coffin and everything. So this is a statue to his son, not him. Interesting. This is going to be a tough fight. Do I want to go in with Nord? I might as well. I might run into more traps later on, so I'll probably be the best. He set himself up on that palm of that hand there because he can just continually feed off of it. Survival skills used to identify plants, creatures, and other knowledge of the natural world in conversations and scripted interactions. Classes like Rangers and Barbarians start with a bonus to survival. The problem is, and it might be several generations down, but the problem is, if that Audra gives out, he'll need to come get food from somewhere else. And I would not doubt...
Last thing the Deerwood needs is another foreign colony.
Oh, be quiet, you. Okay. Insect Swarm? I'll take Insect Swarm. You've used all your scrolls. Can I craft scrolls? This protection. Scroll of Revival. I can make a single scroll of revival. I cannot do a scroll of Maelstrom. Do a scroll of Missile Barrage. I can do one. Actually, I can do several. Channels lunar energy to localized source of power, regenerating the endurance of enemies in the area of effect and granting minor bonus to all defenses. That's nice. Let's get the protection thing here going. Defense. Scorching Ray. Lightning Bolt. Do another Missile Barrage. And we'll do one of these. Oh, potions. Major Endurance. Okay. Where's that revive scroll? Didn't I have a revive scroll somewhere? There it is. Requires 6 lore. Okay. Okay, we are going to rest. Going to keep the chapel bonus. Hireling wages paid today. Okay. And we are going to go down to level 8. 4 hours. Wizards may only cast spells that are in their equipped grimoire. Additional grimoires may be placed in the wizard's quick slots to switch in combat, but the wizard will be unable to access the new spells for several seconds. I really should start. I keep telling myself this, that I need to start putting more grimoires into play. Oh well. Switching them out for different situations. I mean, that's the entire purpose for playing a wizard over some other type of caster.
Yes.
Okay. I like the fact that I was trying to sneak there as all red. It's like, oh, they've already seen me, and now they're watching me sneak around. Okay, this ought to be interesting.
Yes. Indeed.
Just say the word.
What?
Oh?
I just had some questions. You don't deserve... You tortured people and used their souls to prolong your lone life. You don't deserve immortality. It was all for good purpose. I'll show you, once our spat is done, just how malleable a soul can be. Your blood holds far more life in it than the Audra. Yeah. You come back here. You... No. There. You knock down that. You give me a blessing. I forgot to do scrolls. Here we go. Protection. Yes. Anything else? Okay. You're charmed. Okay. Oh, you're charmed. Okay, good. How long are you charmed? Oh, you're about to be done. Okay. All beneficial effects on enemies in the area of effect. Cool.
What? This isn't what...
Okay, this is really not working. Do that, please. Okay, and I'm going to, that was the timer, so I'm going to go to a new video. See you in a moment.